Hey guys, I'm going to talk about a movie I just watched on Netflix. It's called Trust, and it came out in 2010. It was directed by David Schwimmer from Friends. He plays Ross. And the movie stars Clive Owen, Catherine Keener, Liana Liberato, and Viola Davis. And they're really, I really, I'm divided about this movie because the first 30 to 45 minutes of this movie I thought were really overdramatic and very Lifetime movie-ish, and I didn't really like that. But then, after a certain thing happens in this movie, what it shows after that is pretty good. And then it gets a little bit odd in the last 15 minutes, but then it redeems itself. And now what this movie is about is 14-year-old girl starts talking to somebody online, which is always a bad idea, and she thinks it's a boy about her own age, and then the more that she starts talking to this guy, the more and more she realizes he starts to reveal that he's older and older and older, and then she meets him in real life, and he's a lot older than she thinks, and of course he's an online predator, and this movie deals with that topic. And I want to say that this movie does, whatever else I'm going to say about this movie is very, very respectful of the subject matter, and it never tries to sensationalize it or anything like that. It is very respectful of that. So I do want to give that movie credit for that, because I do appreciate that, and I thought that was really nice, especially for a movie as serious as this was. Now, I did think that the text continuity, the way that they were showing the text messages at the beginning of the film, was very odd. I didn't really quite understand the reason for that, what they were going for by showing the text messages on the screen and everything, and then sometimes not showing them but having the character say. It's hard to explain. You got to see the movie to understand. But I thought the first half was oddly predictable in a lot of ways, which, I mean, really, it kind of had to be, I guess, to get the story moving along. And it just had, throughout the movie, though, there were quite a few bits of just things that I thought were too convenient, or rather just not real, not well thought out story. But after the main thing happens in this movie that I was talking about before, and this is what I really want to get to, the movie does pick up and it gets very good, and I really appreciate the way that this movie shows how this event can just poison and affect this whole family to the point where they've just lost control in some aspects. And what I want to say here, though, is Clive Owen's performance in this movie is really, really good. In fact, I think just about all the cast does a really good job, with the exception of Catherine Keener, who she's usually a good actress, but in this it was weird, and I felt like, I don't know, her voice sounded weird in this movie to me, but Clive Owen really was great, and also Liana Liberato, she was really good too. She plays the main girl, but really though, Clive Owen's performance was just phenomenal, and he has this monologue at the end that was just really, really powerful, and his deliverance of it was great. But yeah, so I am divided about this movie. I do like it. I do recommend watching it. It's not for people who are squeamish in any way, but if you can stomach this, I do think it's a good movie to see. I don't like it as much as Hard Candy, but that's just a personal preference. But one other thing I do have to add, and it's not really a spoiler, but there's a scene that happens during the credits of this movie that was a really, really good twist. I really liked the way that it really wrapped the movie up in a very chilling and effective way, and I really liked that and appreciated it. It was a great ending for the movie. So all in all, lots of things I didn't like, lots of things I did like. I appreciate this movie. It was one of the better cautionary tales I've ever seen. Not as good or as entertaining as something like Hard Candy, but it's pretty good. I would recommend it, and I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. And that's all I got for Trust. And thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, do whatever you want to do. And until next time.